All right.
Welcome back to Best of Kin. I'm
Welcome
Jocelyn.
to Best of Kin. I'm Kaden.
Are we fighting over who is like the primary host? Like
I
whoever
like
starts
saying it
the.
too, though.
Yeah. I think it's nice that you say
Because then
it.
it's you say it, and I'm like, Kaden.
No, I know.
Or I'm Kaden.
It's nice.
Welcome.
We should actually figure out like maybe a consistent one. Maybe we say it at the same time.
Want to try?
Welcome to Best of Kin. It's like literally robots.
You
welcome. You are welcome.
You are
Jocelyn. And you are
Kaden.
And we are
Best of Kin.
Wait, that's actually cute.
Yeah.
We started like that. Okay. Welcome back.
Oh, yeah. Wait, we both.
I'm with.
No.
Oh.
We both say.
Okay. Wait,
welcome.
we're saying Best of Kin twice?
We can say
welcome back.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Ready? Welcome back. I'm here with
Kaden, and you are
Jocelyn.
And we are Best of Kin.
We'll refine
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
So
That's good. All right. Today's coffee has been sponsored.
Can I say it?
Sure.
By Anonymous.
Dun dun. It literally just says by someone.
So thank you, someone.
Thank you, someone. I wish that we could properly credit them. I don't know if that was like intentional or not, but the little message that they said was like, love you guys. So it's maybe a secret admirer.
No, they would say,
I know.
Love you, Kaden.
Right. Like, who knows both of us? Like, only so many people.
A decent amount.
All right. Anyways, so that's today's coffee sponsorship went straight to supporting our local business. Today's once more was Esso Coffee House off 12th and Highland. And
get your Esso.
This might be one of the last Essos that we get, though, because we have some fall favorites, some holiday classics that we get at other businesses.
Farm to Table.
Fame. It's probably our next.
They have a really good eggnog latte.
Oh my gosh. The way when we discovered this eggnog latte.
Sucks those down.
The way we went so fucking hard on those lattes. It was like every single day you and Logan taking turns like getting 3. Like,
which is weird because I was just thinking of that on my drive here because I passed Fame.
Uh-huh.
And I realized that that's when I first moved back, which is almost like a year.
Already a year ago.
Yeah. But I was living here and Logan would go get them.
Mm-hmm.
We got it so much that where we became so critical.
And talk about the expense.
Like a sommelier of the...
Oh, you're right. No, we did become so critical.
This was not enough nutmeg. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, like...
And then we try to recreate it our own because it was like
we bought
$7
the ingredients. It was $7 each plus tip plus
It is local
tax.
though, right?
It is local. It is supporting local.
And it's a one of a kind. There's no other Fames.
There's no other. Yeah, it's not a chain. And it's Small Business Saturday is next, I think, maybe next weekend, or maybe I think it's next weekend. And so it's like the month of small business supporting. I feel like there's a lot of events locally that take place at this time for holiday shopping, markets. We're going to a market tomorrow called Dusk Market in downtown. That's going to be really fun. It's from 5 to, I think, 10. And that is...
Evening?
It's in the evening. It's a cool evening market with lots of awesome food vendors, shopping vendors. So we'll be hitting that up tomorrow.
Not the morning market?
It's closed because it's Veterans Day weekend, and I believe there's going to be a parade.
That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow, Day, right? But for the people listening, it was last weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
11. Yes. Oh, magical. All right. How are you, Kaden?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've been in this weird stagnant state, I feel like. I mean,
we literally talked about it for an hour and a half last week, how we both feel kind of stagnant.
Yeah, but I feel the last change in my life that was exciting and something I was looking forward to, and it still remains, but was like starting this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, it just...
Now that you've started it, you're like...
We've already... Well, no, it's still fun, and again, yeah, it's a hobby, something to do.
Yeah.
Something to... Like a source to have a nice conversation. Let things out.
Uh-huh.
Speak your mind.
I actually have been feeling like
journal.
Their little therapy a little bit, especially this last one where you just went on and on and on and on.
It's tough though, because I want to get better at wanting to form my thoughts, and I feel like the
Okay.
podcast helps. But there are sometimes, I mean, that's why you're here, I guess, because you do help with some words.
Like knowing what to say.
Well, it's like, yeah, I want to say the right word to
Uh-huh.
fully describe it
Yes.
as I have intended it in my mind.
Yes.
But I don't know why I struggle with that.
That's okay.
Maybe we don't
I think
conversate that much like that, or like really trying to relay our thoughts
Yeah.
to someone else,
Uh-huh.
aka.
And how many conversations do you have like this on a regular basis? Like where
Not
you're just sitting
much.
down one-on-one, like
That's another thing I want to talk about, because I went to a show last night sober, and I feel like that. I'm gonna keep saying like.
That's
but
okay. I said it so many times I had to like start.
I know.
Oh,
I
God.
think
There
I
it
think
is
I got
again.
better last episode, but then
I got worse.
I noticed a bit. Yeah, maybe you, but it's whatever. I going to shows sober or doing what I did now sober. I almost have to like rediscover myself.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that part of me.
Your sober self?
Doing the things I did without alcohol.
Uh-huh.
It feels like I have to re-identify, like not rediscover and like create my new identity,
Mm-hmm.
or just who I actually am.
Rediscover
and
yourself.
Discover that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a weird feeling. So maybe that's what it is too. This feeling of stagnant.
I think like transition periods are like you think that your life's like really out of order, and you think like
A lull.
and you also feel, I think, more solitude when you're in a transition phase. I think that there's, I mean, that's like me specifically maybe, but
Yeah.
there's more loneliness for sure when you're like, I tend to want to distance myself from others when I'm figuring my shit out. And I'm like, I just want to like
That's
go
exactly
figure out my
that.
shit, and then I'll come back and like be social. But
I
it's
don't
like my
even
hermit.
feel
It's
like
our
being
hermit
social.
phase
Yeah.
because we're cancers, you know, we like to, in our transition, we're finding a new shell. We have to like hide away from predators. No, it's not even that. I think it's just,
I know what you're saying though.
yes, I know what you're saying too.
I'm
like,
also I guess that's what it is too, but it's also I don't have this drive or need or want to
do anything else?
be social, but I also want to get caught up in just waking up, work,
Uh-huh.
you know, like a cycle or pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So this hobby's helping.
Gym helps, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like,
I just don't
but
know
that's
if
like
I
still
even
like a
want to
daily
do another
routine.
hobby, because then I'll be like,
Why do you need another hobby?
I don't know.
Because
To
you're
not feel
bored.
like I'm in a repetitive cycle.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was talking to you earlier, off mic, I don't know,
Off air.
off air. Like, see, wow,
See?
I
This
can't
is why
think of
we're
it.
best of kids.
What
Off air.
did
You had
I
mentioned.
tell you off air?
You had mentioned.
Oh, yeah,
last
that
night.
Leaving
Oh.
Phoenix, right, and you come back to it. I have this feeling of now when I left Tucson and go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
To me personally,
Like it's like old.
it's just
stagnant
there's-
energy.
Everything's the same. Nothing's new to me anymore.
Why
which
do
is
you?
fine.
What? Okay, I feel like we're carrying over our last conversation, which is fine. Let's do that.
I crave,
Okay.
not necessarily drastic change, but I just know there's more out there for me.
Sure.
And so I think battling the balance of knowing that I'm in the transition period and I'm doing what is necessary to
move forward,
to fulfill those cravings or satisfy the cravings. And it's just tough.
I mean, I would say most people's day-to-day life is repetitive, right? It's like, and I know that you don't like that
Some people
about
are okay
life,
with it though.
but it's not that some people are okay. Like that is the reality most of the time, is that you're doing the same thing every day, probably working
And
for
I have
something.
been okay with it.
Yes,
but we're coming up on a year, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
And
but
like,
do you feel like in this last year you've been able to just accept where you're at and enjoy this transition period, or are you like anxious about, because this is where I'm at kind of, it's like I could easily be just enjoying my everyday because I do enjoy the things that I do, but instead I'm so focused on like what I want in the future that it's kind of stealing joy away from my present.
I do feel like I have enjoyed the transition back, but I guess the balance, it's like it's not so terrible, or I'm like in agony every day of like I need to get out, I can't stand this pattern. It's just
getting
this
old.
feeling of like a plateau, and it is okay. I just don't know what is next.
Right. I mean, that's exciting. I mean, you kind of know what you want next, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like, unfortunately, keep doing what you're doing.
But now honestly, the job too, serving,
It's not easy.
it's stressful. I've been having server nightmares. Like,
Really?
yeah, or like you're going to a table and you forget their order, or like you
Do you think that
spilled
that's
something,
just because you're a couple weeks in? Like,
yeah, maybe. But then I was talking to a coworker and she was like, "Oh, I just had a server nightmare last night."
and you're like,
I was like, "I've been having them the last 4 nights," but she's been serving forever, so it's like
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I guess it never ends.
yeah, Logan
It's just like
does
the
it.
nightmares of like getting late to school. Like you forget your
Yes.
backpack, and then you go back, and then you're like,
For me,
wait,
it's-
where's my shoes? And then you have to go back. And then
My
you
nightmares
miss school.
are, it's grand opening night of a musical. I'm like center stage. I don't know the lines. I don't know the words. The music starts. Everyone's looking at me like
Oh.
waiting for me to like hit my cues. And I'm like that is
I used to have some for
trauma.
DJing. Yeah,
Really.
I'm on stage and I just don't know, and I forget to hit play, and then there's silence, and I don't know what to do next. Those are awful.
Really messes with you and your confidence. But okay, so you're just feeling,
I just want to do something about it.
Well, what is there to do about it when you have, I mean, only so much free time outside of gym, 2 jobs, the podcast?
I think I just
Where do you
need to
go?
do
Maybe a
just
sport.
a weekend or day trips.
Mm,
I'm saying
Just to
like,
get
I
out
wanna
of town.
see different things. Yeah,
got it. Okay.
or just even camp.
So
Like,
it's-
let me just get in a tent.
Not necessarily, I mean, and maybe it is. Is it stagnation with like your day to day or living in Phoenix? Is that where
Probably
you feel stuck?
living in Phoenix, and not just like the actual Phoenix, like not the entire valley,
Like
but
being stuck in one place.
it just all the concrete, all the traffic. Traffic is bad.
Mhm.
Construction,
Traffic is bad.
and I'm just speaking for Phoenix itself, the
Yes.
city. I mean, because to work, I'm going on the highways, and I'm always hitting rush hour every time I go to work,
Mhm. I hate
and
driving.
I'm feeling like an LA person, like just bumper to bumper every time I go to
Mhm.
work, and then I'm like always like kind of on edge because I'm
Yes.
trying to get
I
to work
hate
because I'm
that.
kind of running late sometimes,
Yeah.
and then I'm downtown, parking's terrible,
Yep.
and I'm doing that every day, and then I'm going to a stressful job that
Yep.
gets rushes,
And
then
you end up staying there later
people-
than you
Always.
anticipated
Oh,
every
always.
single night.
no breaks.
No.
I'm not complaining. I get it. That's part of the industry. I'm just saying that the constant repetition of that, it is taking
wears
a
on you.
toll. Yeah, it's just wearing on me. So I would like an outlet, to balance out that
Mm-hmm.
high tension, stressful. That's another thing too, that job, it is serving me well financially now, but it's not serving me in the lifestyle I want to live. So I don't
Mhm.
know how long I need to.
How long can you do that
How
before?
long can I sustain that before? It's just, it really like does take a massive toll on me.
Well, if you're already feeling that way just a couple weeks in, then maybe do like your future self a favor and just keep an eye out on like remote jobs that would serve your wantingness to get out and like explore. You know, just keeping an eye out on those
Yeah.
things so that like if an opportunity comes up, like apply for it. Just like start trying, for other things. If you already know that this is not gonna be good for you long term and it's gonna wear
I'm already
you down.
trying thinking like, and I have discussed that. I mean, even with this job, and hopefully by June, when I know we all want to be somewhere else at least temporarily before the summer hits.
I know, we've got to get away in the summer.
Yeah, it's just another thing too. Who knows what the future holds? But I would really like to, be out of here by the next summer.
Really? Do you think that's possible?
I do. I mean, seeing how it is right now, I'm like already. Like,
It's like
in a
motivating you at
week,
least. Oh, but seeing like
Cush.
how much you could make in
Yeah.
a week. Yes.
But that's the balance of
Well, that's the trade-off.
yeah. But how long is that worth?
I mean,
The
Logan's
trade-off.
been there for a couple years because the schedule
Yeah.
flexibility, the
That's
income.
different. It is different though, right?
It's different because he's a dad and
Because,
he needs
yeah.
a dad. He's on the dad
Because
schedule.
I remember when I was like pissed broke and I'm like, holy shit, can I afford rent? The incentive to pick up shifts and work is so much higher. Like you're at work
Yeah.
and you're not like dreading it,
Right.
which I don't necessarily do right now, but it is still in the back of my head.
You obviously work harder when you need the money.
Yeah. But now that in my situation right now, where I don't need a significant amount to not only get by, but have a cushion or save, pay off debt, whatnot.
But at the same time, the more shifts you pick up, the more you work and sacrifice now, the quicker you can
That's
get
what I
a
think about
van.
it too.
So it's like, just take the L until June and just know that that's where you're at. And you're working to stop that job in June. You know what I mean? Like, that should be a motivator.
Yeah, maybe I need to focus on that.
Just set a date, maybe your birthday, July 10th. Set a date.
June 1st.
You're like, I'm out of there. I mean, it really drops off second week of
May.
June.
Well, busyness too, but also May is when it starts like
When it starts sliding down.
I remember the heat.
Oh, the heat.
Not
yeah.
to bring up that.
Yeah. Every
sore
episode.
subject. People gotta understand.
People don't understand.
They don't. Just like we don't understand.
I think a lot of our listeners are
harsh
in
winters,
Phoenix, but
right?
right.
If people that live in, I don't know, fucking Wyoming or Montana, where it's just
can't even fathom.
or Chicago, right, where you're shoveling your driveway just to get to work, right?
Yep. Scraping your windshield. Oh my god.
That's the thing. Since
this
we're
another trade-off.
Yeah.
It's
everything
like
is trade-off.
Everything.
What you're willing to sacrifice.
Yes. What are you willing to sacrifice to be where you want to be?
So I guess that's what I'm just voicing right now is what
where you're at.
I'm not willing to sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
which I think my consistent routine of a healthy lifestyle, i.e. diet, sleep, just simple things, it's not really supported with a late night certain
No, because you're just like, Logan will quickly smash whatever he can before his shift or eat whatever is like available after his shift, or he'll it's really difficult to eat super healthy.
Yeah. And then also we were discussing it too the other night at work, both of us, how I get it when you get home, like you're still wired.
Yes.
And it is your decompressed time. So it's hard to go to sleep anyway. And then you're up late because I want my evening.
And for him, like, Sienna has been up in the middle of the night lately. She was up from 2:30 to 5:30 last night. No, 3:30 to 5:30.
He's probably so tired.
He's probably no, he is so
both
tired.
Of you guys.
Like him especially, because he goes to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he is this man. He's a good man. He is so tired, this poor guy. But it's like, what do we do?
Yeah, I know.
Can't do anything about that. I just feel so. And he will do a coffee or like a Celsius at 4 p.m. before a shift. You know what I mean? And then that keeps you up all night. Yeah.
Which is crazy too. Like the tolerance I've obtained. Again, another word I can't think of. The tolerance I have
sustained.
Created, I guess. Just
you built up a tolerance.
Oh yeah, I can have a Celsius at like 6 p.m. and still go to bed. I mean, be tired. But the thing is I just need to get better at. I need to go to bed, but I don't want to, right? I want just to be enjoying my own self time. I guess that's just time management on my end, and figuring a way to have cool experiences that are affordable and
don't take away from your goals,
or like within the state on the weekend, like little getaways. Easy. Yeah, it's possible.
And maybe especially now that these next 6 months are going to be incredible weather, we are in the prime of Phoenix.
Yeah,
you can really just like enjoy this time, what you have left of it. Think of it like that. I only have 6 months left, or whatever, 7 months, 8 months. Let me just enjoy this to my fullest without spending all my money, obviously, but just take this time to really enjoy Phoenix, because you'll miss it when you're gone, for sure. I know I'll miss, even though I'm so tired of like this apartment, I know I'm going to cry like when we move, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, just do your best to enjoy where you're at, set a date, set a goal for when you would like to leave, and go to like more community events, you know? Like little markets, it's just fun.
Then there's like that the hermit in me, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
That doesn't want to do that.
Yeah. Pick and choose your times.
All
right. So that's how you're doing. So you're...
Oh, yeah.
That's your life
to
update.
answer the question, how are you?
I'm good. My life updates were more like what I'm watching lately, what I've been up to. But
That's what I've been up to though. I haven't been watching anything.
yeah, right, exactly.
Just been in my thoughts and working.
Yeah.
Which
I feel
also
that.
you're in your thoughts.
You want to
while you
say
work.
not working.
No, when you're working, you know.
Yeah. No, I know.
I want to try and be just more of myself. Because I feel like I'm just slowly getting used to being a server. I'm maybe a little too customer servicey.
Oh, okay. Like in your head a little too much?
Not in my head, but
Oh.
like just overly
Salesy?
not salesy, but just customer servicey, like uppity and proper. When I see other servers and they're just like they're just chill, which is like what you can notice when you're being served. Right?
Yes.
Served.
I mean, literally, just like think about all the things you like in a server. They don't linger too long, but they're personable.
Yeah. I mean, I never try and linger, but yeah. Enough about me. Go ahead. Have you been watching anything?
I have the other day. Oh my gosh, I have a little ironic. Maybe it's a synchronicity. I don't know. I started Lessons in Chemistry, which is a show on Apple TV Plus with Brie Larson. And she plays Elizabeth Zott, which is who is a chemist. And it is, honestly, it's pretty sad. It starts out pretty sad. And this whole time.
Apple TV?
Yes, Apple TV.
You guys have that?
We have everything.
Wow.
How did we watch Ted Lasso?
Oh, yeah.
Damn. How did you watch Ted Lasso? Don't you have our login?
I might.
You just mad. Anyways, so I for a while thought this was based on a true story, but it's based on a fictional novel. So I was like getting upset the whole time. I'm like, this poor woman and her life, but it was not a true story. But the synchronicity is there's a scene with someone, I honestly can't remember the context. Someone goes to church. Oh, I think it's her daughter. Okay, so she goes to church and the gospel choir is singing. And I went down. I'm not kidding. I was like, what are the odds? What are the odds? I haven't heard that song in anything like ever, really, except for Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, right? And so I was like, that is so funny. It was like,
that is weird.
And it was like the day after we recorded it that I started that. And it was like an episode 2 or 3. There were 5 up. It's like they drop weekly. I had to catch up, so I watched the first 5. But it's good. I don't want to I always want to like rate like out of 10, but it's like, why rate it,
Yeah.
It's just good. Yeah. It's just good. So I've been watching that. And then I've also been watching Golden Bachelor. I've been keeping up with that. It's actually been kind of fun because it's not on Hulu anymore as like just available the next week. But we have YouTube TV. So I can watch it live.
Damn, you guys have that too?
Yeah. Logan gets that for his sports.
What?
Yeah. That's how he watches like
I need these
soccer, football. Check the logs.
Check the logs.
That's honestly one of my favorite of our like inside jokes. Check the logs.
It's a Key and Peele skit.
It's a Key and Peele skit where it's like a murder investigation or something, and there's a detective.
The only way Jordan Peele, he's a detective, can like identify
a crime.
No, a clue.
Oh.
He has to jack off in front of it. Oh my god.
Yeah. So there was just this part where Keegan Michael Key was like, check the logs.
Well, he's jacking off in front of the fireplace. And then there was like a note that tried to get burned.
Yeah.
In the fire logs.
Yeah. And he found it like
after he finished, check the logs.
Okay. That aside, Golden Bachelor, let me just catch you up real quick. There were down to 3. It was hometowns. I believe Leslie is one of the women, Faith, and Teresa. Teresa, in my opinion, he has not seemed all that into this entire time, and I thought she was going to go home a long ass time ago. Leslie, she's hot. They have a connection. Things are going well for them. They're very flirty. It's fine. Faith got the first impression rose, and he said, I love you to her in front of her family. And while they were at hometowns, they're sitting in front of her kids, I honestly can't fully remember, her sister, her older sister. And they were just like looking at each other like, should we say it? I love you. I love you. Kissing, kissing, kissing. So the whole family's like, oh my God, she's the one. Like, he's picked her. He's like, I'm making promises to the
Jeez.
family. Okay. After the 3 hometowns, he sends home one woman, and he sent home
That one.
Faith, the one that got the first impression rose, and including the host. Like, everyone was so blindsided, and poor fucking Faith. I was like, here's my theory.
This is what he kissed in front of the family?
Yes. And said, I love you. And like, the next thing is fantasy suites. So he has to take 2 women to the suites. They're going to Costa Rica. But this is what I'm thinking. I know you don't care, but
No, I'm just like,
listen,
can I even bone?
where do we... He said he's 72. He's like, old people can
No
still
way.
get down.
Put it right there.
Stop it.
You nincompoop.
Stop.
Macaroni head.
PG. What even is that from?
It's a comedian skit that he's making fun of old people when they fuck.
Okay. Oop. Stop. Anyways, Golden Bachelor. My theory is that he knows it's going to be Leslie. And because he's way more obviously not into Teresa, he wants to make them the top 2 so that when he picks the one, it's like, well, like you and I didn't have as good a connection. And so he wanted to get rid of Faith before leading her on for another week. He wanted to just like nip that in the bud now because he's already made his choice. I know. And I just think that whole situation was fucked up and I'm not happy about it. And I kind of don't want to keep watching, but I will. Oh, I will.
I guess it shows a little more authenticity when even the host is.
Well, he was just like,
What?
they had like a woman tell all and she confronted him for the first time. And like, she was just confused. And so was everyone. Everyone was just like, yeah, what are you doing, bro? Teresa over
Already
Faith?
the final 2 now then?
Now it's the final 2. And it is just, I think he's going to pick Leslie now because she's hot. But I don't know. I just don't know. And maybe her name's not even Leslie. Anyways, that stressed me out. That's all I'm watching, Liz Lessons in Chemistry in terms of like an ongoing show. But the other things I've been up to, I feel like yours was so deep and mine are all just like hella surface.
Well,
but
I mean, go.
I've been making, so you know how every year I usually do like a chili? It's like chili season, you know?
Oh, yeah.
What about chicken tortilla soup?
Yep.
So underrated. So underrated. I have made the most amazing recipe for like a hatch chili chicken, like a verde like chicken with obviously all the stuff that's in a chicken tortilla soup, but just the toppings alone, it's
What's
like
everything in
tortilla
a
chips.
chicken? Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. You want me to list everything?
The main components.
Taco seasoning,
Mm-hmm.
bone broth.
Yep.
I separately cook chicken and I roast corn still in the ear. I just put that directly on the thing and roast it for like 30 minutes. It's not, what is it called? The husk, still in the husk. It's an ear of corn. So I keep the
Wow.
husk on it, roasted it in the oven with the chicken, cut that into the soup. And then I do white beans and I do cilantro, green onion, tortilla chips, cheese, a little
Did you do this
yogurt.
recently?
I've been making a big batch on the weekends, and then that's like literally been my dinner every night.
Are you making anything or bringing anything to Thanksgiving?
I think we're just gonna do like a side. Logan's favorite Thanksgiving dish is green bean casserole.
Mm,
So we'll be making that, but Mom's got everything else down.
yeah.
And I think that's gonna be like the only veg. I was like, as long as we have mashies and stuffing,
Yep.
and we could talk about this next
Yeah.
time, but we'll dive deeper into Thanksgiving stuff because we're going to St. David for the long weekend, and I'm excited. It's like my mom sent us a photo. Fall leaves. They have like a little bit of an actual season
I'm
down
excited
there.
to see it for the first time.
Yeah, and we usually don't get that, so
And
I kind of like.
record an episode
I-
there, too.
Do you think we should? Okay.
I think we should do it outside. I think that'd be cool.
100%. Bring
Yeah.
2 chairs out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Bring
yeah.
these end tables.
That's it.
The whole setup. 100%.
Just an extension cord.
Yeah. That's all we need. No, that'll be fun. Anyways, I just wanted to say that chicken tortilla soup was really
Yeah.
underrated and not enough people. All it is chili with more broth.
Do you
You
have any
know?
leftovers?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? I'll have a little sip.
Okay. You may. And then the other thing, lastly, I have been fully stressed and focused on figuring out all the details for the wedding that we want to have. And I think the thing that's been like
The one
holding
in
me up.
2025, right?
Yes, in a couple more years. No, the thing that's been holding me up the most is like we're doing more of an elopement, but I don't want to like not dress up for the occasion still and like do something too simple of an outfit. So I just this week started figuring out what I was going to wear, and that has been stressing me out because it's like if
Your
it needs to be
outfit?
altered, I need time for
No
alterations.
pun
Like
intended, right?
the altar. Yeah. You are the, like literally the altar. Caden's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
our officiant. I have to write your officiant thing. We gotta write our vows. Like all these little things. I'm like, not that I'm stressed about the vow writing part, mostly just like what I'm gonna wear. Yesterday I had my hair and makeup trial where they
Oh,
like
yeah.
do the hair and makeup that you're gonna have, and that went well. So that made me feel a little bit better. But I don't know what shoes I'm gonna wear. Really, it's just
Well,
like what I'm wearing is like
got some time. But yeah,
but that it doesn't feel like I have time. We already have to send out invites this week. Like,
invites.
yeah,
I
to our
thought.
the next day. We're doing
Oh,
a
I
thing.
thought it was gonna be like
Well,
separate month.
no, that's the next day. We're making like a weekend out of it. So we're doing kind of like an elopement vibe the first day, and then the second day we're gonna host like a handful, 30 to 40
Okay, I remember
friends and
now.
fam. Okay,
I remember.
that's all I've been up to. Just stressing about what to wear and
So what is the solutions to help us ease our
stop thinking so
trials
much.
and tribulations?
Well, I feel a lot better since I've tried on a dress that I actually like. So that's it for me.
Okay. Check.
Oof, that was probably too loud. Yeah, that's all I can do is just keep on keeping on. Then we got to pick the menu, and then we got to
Just
figure out
one
the
more day.
tablescapes. Yeah, literally just take it one day at a time. And then it's like the holidays, right? Make the rest of the year fly by. Like I've got a wedding next weekend,
If
and then
it's, like-
Thanksgiving, and then it's basically Christmas.
And this year's already been. I think everyone agree. Just bloop.
Yeah. This whole year has gone by so fast.
A blip.
But that's why I think I'm also stressed about the wedding stuff because I know the year is going to fly by. And then before I know it, it's January and I have 1 month, you know? I'm like thinking ahead about my future stress and maybe I should just live in the moment.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the answer for both of us.
4 months ago.
Yeah. We were actually planning a completely different wedding 4 months ago. So we're planning a lot of things. Well,
That was
perhaps it's time we get to the topic. Which we don't have to go on and on and on about it, but this is another thing that's been top of mind, which is, and I think that we both feel this way. I have phases where I'm like ready to put myself out there and I feel like I want to be social and I want to post and I want to be like, do like face to camera, like stories. And I want to like be out there.
Yeah.
But then I go through even longer phases of just wanting a very private life, not wanting to share anymore, not caring about social media.
Why?
Not wanting to grow on social media because I think that social media does steal a little bit of your joy every day, like just a little bit. Like whether you're subconsciously comparing yourself or I don't know, it's just like it's a bit of a time suck when you get stuck on it. Like it's not super healthy mentally. Like there's a lot of reasons obviously why I don't love social media, but thinking about just how but also now that I've had Sienna, like when I had Sienna, I deleted like 1,500 of my Instagram followers that I didn't like really recognize or thought that was kind of a sketchy account. Like I like started making my stories like more private so only some people could see them. So like a lot of it is like safety with Sienna, you know? Just it's not super safe to put your child online, obviously. But then I'm like, I really don't have that many followers. Is it that big of a deal? I don't know. But overall, I think that I long term would enjoy a private life where I don't feel obligated to like update other people what I'm up to. You know what I mean? And not that I feel obligated, but it's like, again, I do have some phases where I want to put myself out there, like want to be active on social, like want to post more.
Do you have those phases though, just because you see a post that inspires you, or
and you're like, I could do that?
Yeah.
I don't know because I mean, I was in my influencer era, 2018, 2019. I was posting like so regularly, like growing pretty fast, getting great engagement. And obviously, like engagement feels good. So you have like that dopamine spike. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. But it's like, it wasn't until 2020 that anything you posted about, people started being like, I don't know, kind of attacking, like, oh, you're going on a trip. Oh, you're doing this. So then it made me feel like less and less like posting because everyone was just being so judgy during that time, even though like we were pretty
We're
flawless that whole
also,
year.
yeah,
Like,
but we're also kind of in a time where that's happening again.
I know there's kind of a 100%. It's like you're either not saying enough or you're saying the wrong thing. And it's like also there's just a lot of tension. And I would like to just remove myself from the online discourse, you know?
Completely.
But then there's like, well, all the businesses that I've ever started have relied on social media. I need to be knowing like what's trending and what's current with social media so that I can assist my clients. I need to be up to date with like the best practices because if I'm trying to promote my own stuff, my own work, my own businesses, like even this podcast, needing to like know what would be good to clip, like what would perform well on TikTok and Reels, because what is the conversation right now? Like feeling like I need to stay up to date, but I don't know. I don't know what the balance is because I keep going like drastic one way or the other. Like, I mean, I would say I haven't really been active posting in the literally like since COVID. Like after that, I was like, I don't really care. Also, a lot of what I was posting prior to COVID was like going out to eat, going to events, going and doing things. And so when there was nothing to do, I'm like, I'm not going to post the same shit I'm doing every single day.
It's almost,
that kind of broke my habit of posting, period.
I think the only point is just to, I mean, your close circle, I guess, update them, but, or family. Then again, yeah, it's just another thing to feel obligated or a time suck, like you said. Like we're not okay with just being bored because we always have things to fill that.
Yes. We can't just be alone with our thoughts. But at the same time, for you, for example, what if you go off, do van life and want to vlog and start sharing and inspiring others to do it? And like, you're going to have to become active on social to do that.
Potentially, but I don't think I would go as far as, I don't think you need to worry about what is trending because what if, let's just say, like we became the trend, like you know what I'm saying? Like you clip what you think yourself is good, not because you've seen something that is similar. I mean, I get inspiration from like other artists or like, let's say if you're like a music producer, right? Like you're people, you copy someone until it just kind of becomes your own.
Here's like an example of what I mean by like staying current. It's like when Ocean Gate was happening. If I stayed offline and had no clue the whole like Ocean Gate, you know, the Titan.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I would like to talk about to like add to the online discourse about it. Give our it's like, but if I was offline, I wouldn't even know to talk about that. And it's like that was such the way that had like a chokehold on society.
But also
for an
that
week.
came up just naturally. It wasn't like you were searching for it, right? You're just
right. But
TL for a bit, and
yeah,
I guess everything in moderation, right? A balance.
Is that how you feel about your own like social usage? Are you not like wanting to 100% be like private once you go off and like travel, or are you like
there's kind of something to that? I think I've even talked about it with Mason that there's something that is, I guess, attractive to when you do that lifestyle. Just ghost, you know.
100%.
You can kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
Again,
sounds very nice.
Create a new identity, or
well, you also are shaping your reality with zero outside influences, which is, I think, kind of the issue with social media is like you're taking in what so many other people are doing, and you're kind of shaping your own reality based on what you know of others instead of just like completely being true to yourself, completely going down the path that is truest to you. You know what I mean? Like, and that again,
that's what like sociology is where none of us really have our own decision because it's slightly subconsciously somehow has been influenced.
So deeply ingrained that we do not realize
Maybe we
the
liked something like a
influence.
week ago on
Uh-huh.
TikTok, and it made us make a decision to do something.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it has worked on me before. I won't lie. Like, I saw like a Raising Cane's, someone eating Raising Cane's. I was like, "Fuck!" And I got it the next day.
Yeah. Right. 100%.
That's obviously like
That's a small example.
yeah,
That's not.
or an easy example, right? Like
Yes.
the craving, like,
It's
fuck,
not
that
just
looks good,
like
I'm
going
gonna
out
try
to eat,
that.
but it's like, obviously, I don't know. I don't want to like speak bad on like what other people do or like judge others. I don't know. I think it's just easy to fall into that trap. But the reason I wanted to talk about this, well, obviously I've been feeling this way, and I was going to call this episode the privacy paradox, because it's that paradox of needing, I guess, to stay digital, but having like a yearning to like leave a digital to not leave a digital footprint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we've seen to watch. What was that one Netflix show that fucking shook our core?
What is it?
The
The social experiment. The social.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I want to
No,
say
that was
Network,
good.
but that's the movie.
Yeah. No, that was really good. And the issue is, so I was going to name this episode Privacy Paradox because I was like, ooh, alliteration. Like, that's a good name.
I like it.
I looked it up. It's a real thing. The privacy paradox.
I can't imagine it not being.
Okay. It's the phenomenon where people say that they value privacy highly, yet in their behavior relinquish their personal data for very little in exchange, or fail to use measures to protect their privacy. It is very easy for us to give our data away.
That's all it is.
Sign up for something, or, oh, I want this coupon. Here's all my data. I don't care where it goes.
Right? Does cookies have something to do with it?
Have something to do with it. Yeah. But it's like
cookies.
The issue is too, like, internet privacy is actually very complex, and for the common man, I don't think like anyone's really doing what they need to do to fully be safe on the internet, particularly with their data. And then I think about the fact that it's becoming more and more technological to where some people, you know, our elders are not even fully understanding how to keep themselves safe online. Like, think of, you know, when you were doing customer service and helping individuals who were not phone savvy work their phone. Like,
nightmare.
You know,
nightmare,
the level
nightmare.
At which some people are it's so over their heads that it's like, I've even worked for someone who I was saying, oh, type this into the URL bar. And they're like, where's that? And I was like, it's at the top, the white bar. She's like, oh, I can't click that. I'm like,
try to get someone to exit out of a tab or exit out of the window. And they're like, they didn't know what it was.
The X.
Yeah, the top left.
Wow. And that's the thing, like, think about two-factor authentication to keep their stuff more safe. They're not going to know how to do that. They're not going to know how to go to Google Authenticator app and like get this code that you have to put in somewhere else.
Though too, because I did one a long time ago and I forgot the password and then my phone number changed. So,
right. It is becoming, I think, just more and more difficult to cover all your bases. Make sure that you have a different password for everything. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things like you're technically supposed to be doing to prevent data leaks and your safety being like at risk. Okay, so then I was just reading a bunch of stats. They're not like super interesting.
On TikTok? Because I feel like that's a huge, not a controversy, but
up for debate.
Yeah, I mean, literally the debates that just happened, a lot of the representatives were saying if they get elected, they would
on the Republican side.
Yeah. They would ban TikTok.
Yeah. But also think about like how many things that are said that they can't actually do.
Yeah, but
one person was like, we're going to go in and we're going to freaking send special forces to Mexico and end the cartel. It's like, you would literally have to declare war if you were going to like send anyone to Mexico. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, they just say what you need to say.
Something that's going to stick or
it's like,
eyebrows.
Or embolden radicalize. But okay, 60% of people say that they could never fathom a world without digital extension from social media to food deliveries and online banking.
I was going to bring that up.
Then think about online banking and the fact that, I mean, people are reluctant to agree that like the future is crypto, but it's like our money is already digital. Our money is not in the bank. It's just a number on an account.
Yeah. It's also, which is also losing its value.
I know. So it's just like, how do you not play the game, I guess? Like, you have to. There are
like
people that
kind of
go
like
off grid,
how
have no social security number, but then they have no credit score. They can't get a car. Like, all of these systems are in place to keep us where they want us to be
I've heard
in a
conversations
cycle.
like that. Like, I mean, we can't do anything about the progression and especially the speed of or advancement of technology.
In AI.
And it's
going to get out of our hands.
I mean, it almost
low key already is. Yeah.
Or attached to us, right? Like people talk about like Elon Musk wants to do like a
I just saw this.
And they're already explaining like we basically already have one
volunteers
like, in your hand. Like you have a computer.
But they call it
installed.
A Fitbit for your brain. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't wear my Fitbit on my wrist. Why would I want one that I cannot take off? They literally remove a part of your skull to put the Neuralink on there. And they said they're going to do 22,000 people by like 2030.
I mean, there is
operate
some
on that many
insane
people.
benefits of it, as in like
would you ever?
No,
you can't, because it just
but,
takes
like,
a little.
That are like it can improve eyesight or even like give the blind eyesight again,
right?
Like just some crazy shit.
I've also heard the potential for helping to repair connections that slow onset of Alzheimer's, or like there could be potential for that. And in a medical case, I don't mind it as much because it's like we put metal in our bodies like all the time for medical instances. But it's, for me, if it's just the vanity of tracking my steps and tracking my, you know what I mean? Like that is just not it for me. I feel like it should only be used in those like more extreme medical instances.
I don't get how you can do something like that when.
How much does that cost?
But not only that, but the percentage of how much we still don't understand how completely 100% how the brain works or functions.
So attaching technology to it, I think, is wild.
Yeah.
Messing with the brain at all when it's like kind of, I feel like we already are like a perfect system. It's just a matter of like maintaining it. You know what I mean? Like we just have to like upkeep what was already given to us and not like let it go to trash by like being lazy and being like on the couch all day every day. Like obviously like getting some movement in, getting healthy food in. Like I'm trying to drink more water.
Well, I mean, that's what a lot of podcasts also have conversations on, is a lot of past cultures or just, I mean, civilizations that have existed, gotten to, maybe there's like a theory of gotten to the point of how we are just such technological advancement where we just eventually destroy ourselves and there's a reset.
Yes. And that could have happened like a billion times by now and we wouldn't know.
Because the time that we exist in right now is less than a snap of time.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. But we can't get caught up and live your life in fear, you know?
Control like really anything but the reality with which we choose to live. So it's just like choose, and that's what I was talking about last time with the like with the different aesthetics, you know what I mean? Like choose your reality kind of, like you kind of can.
I do believe so, yeah. And it is all just a mindset.
Yeah. But unfortunately, our mind is being torn in like a million different places intentionally
because
of our
influences.
Phones.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask. So do you think you could, I mean, I know we can post this and this is post clips.
Honestly, this is very easy.
Yeah.
The podcast social media
but
aspect
you can just
is not
clip
heavy.
And post and not have to look, right? You know what I'm saying?
Not have
But do you think you can
engagement
go,
is good,
how long do you think you can go with no YouTube?
I never go on YouTube.
No socials at all. I get a show that's entertainment, not so much.
I mean, I could. Wait, can I still use my phone for like text and call and like just no social media?
No media. Remember I did that for like a week?
I was going to say, I think I could do a week.
Even like no shows, no movie?
Oh, that's harder. Because what do I do with my free time?
That's what you
read a book. Can I read?
But when you're bored, yeah, you can read.
Okay. That's probably what I would stick to. It's just like,
it's kind of like,
I guess I'll read.
Like a withdrawal, right? Like you're like, oh God, like you want to reach for your phone, but you literally have nothing to do. So then you just kind of overcome that, and then
Maybe we both do
you
that
get
for a
so
week.
bored
and
that
we'll-
you just find shit to do. That is
Well, what did you do when you were so bored? Like outside of reading and
I
going to the
read.
gym?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but it was kind of tough because I even did the challenge with just instrumental music, no
Yeah,
lyrics in
right.
music,
Which is
which is
crazy.
yeah.
But after that one
Also-
week of zero outside influences, did you feel more like yourself? Did you feel any different?
I felt more
clarity, perhaps?
clarity and just I don't want to say solitude, but just whole, I guess. Like
Uh-huh.
I remember when I finally ended it and I went back on YouTube, and it was just it was overwhelming
Mm-hmm.
to see all these, just a fucking page of all these different videos I can watch and that are like clickbaity or
Mm-hmm.
like, and then influencing again, like, oh God, maybe I should start gym vlogging
Right.
about the gym. Like, I gotta get a camera.
Okay.
Or maybe I need a better camera, like the Sony A7.
Uh-huh.
Like, these things that I remember, like when I got into Moment.
Consumerism hits you
Yeah.
like so quick.
Oh, it's huge.
It's like,
And I struggle
Ugh.
with that because we never really, I mean, we had a fine childhood, but it's not like we got whatever we wanted, you know? So when you finally had a job or lived on your own.
you want to buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like that's why
Or
we get
be
these
in.
coffees, because
Yeah.
it's like, we deserve a little treat.
Well,
We work hard.
or like
Thank you, Anonymous.
people, again, the newest phone, or just because falls back into the conversation of technology and the advancement of it, just always wanting the best thing.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just consumerism,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of goes hand in hand with the privacy paradox, because if you weren't so ingrained,
Mm-hmm. I mean, everything is
that's where
reliant.
ignorance is bliss in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get the balance of privacy paradox but still be somewhat in the known of the world?
I mean,
Especially
I think
in times like these, when
the
there's
privacy paradox as it like exists in the world is more about internet safety, and I think we're talking more like boundaries for
Well,
our
yeah, I guess you're
happiness.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of made up my own like meaning of privacy paradox until I googled it and realized that it was a thing.
Okay.
But
So
I'm
let's
thinking,
come
like,
up
I
with a
think we're
different
talking
alliteration.
about. No, I can't. It's too good. I've already made the thumbnail. It takes 2 seconds to change.
I was saying like just for us right now.
Oh, us right now.
What
Okay.
we kind of think of our own privacy paradox as far as boundaries. Maybe someone with boundary.
I'm
like,
not good like on the spot. I need 3
Something
to
with,
5
like-
business days. Better boundaries.
internet
Isolation.
isolation. Not bad.
You like that? Yeah, basically the only other things I had on here like about that was how do we find balance? How do we stay safe? What would happen if we never went on social media again?
Especially
Which is
with
literally
our
what we just talked
topic,
about.
though. Our topic or our bio of this fucking podcast is
Overanalyzing or
overthinking pop
Yeah,
culture.
yeah.
But you can't know pop culture if you don't know the culture.
right. And that's where I meant with the Ocean Gate thing. It's like if we didn't know that was happening in like the world, like we wouldn't be able to join and give our like take or whatever.
Or even just like, I feel like month to month there's a trend.
There's something. What do you think it is this month?
What was the one that just happened? That
There
I
was
mean,
some
core still exists. So does
I've
Hope
still
Core.
not stopped hearing about fucking Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I feel like that is the thing of like October and like into November.
Apparently, there was like throughout all her albums, she had some secret messages in them, and that it was about to be basically all the messages led to like last night was supposed to be her new album. My coworkers were
'Cause people-
freaking out about it.
They like go and try to find all these Easter eggs. Some are
Revolution or
real.
something?
The Reputation album.
Yeah, have you heard of it?
I mean, I know what it is. I was a Swiftie in high school, so I'm aware of the situation. Do you know why she's
supposed to be-
re-releasing all of her albums?
Oh, that's what she's
Because
doing?
these are all old albums that she's coming out with, because Scooter Braun was her old manager and he sold her catalog without giving her the option of purchasing it. So they sold it to where she didn't own it anymore, right? But she wants to own her own music. So she is going through every single album and re-recording it and just calling it Taylor's version.
Whoa.
Like, so Reputation, Taylor's version. this has been going on for like the last at least year, maybe 2 years.
Is
And so
Reputation still yet to come out, right?
the song Bad Blood, and
Yeah.
that's from that album from like 2015.
This is what my coworkers were talking about because they're like, "Oh, Kaden has a podcast," and then
Right.
they're like, "Have you heard about The Reputation?" I was like,
And you're
"What?"
like, huh?
She's like, "How's your podcast about pop culture if you don't know about that?"
Oh my
But they're
God.
Swifties, so.
Right? Not everyone's a Swiftie, and
Yeah, I
I'm
was
not.
like, I don't
We
give a
can't say
fuck.
we're not Swifties, or people will come for us.
I
But
can say that the NFL.
I can say I don't give a fuck.
The NFL is taking full fucking advantage of that for
Yes,
viewership.
I know.
Literally every game she's at, they're just showing her at every celebration.
know.
I'm like, this is
As a
such
football
ass.
fan, do you hate that
I
it's
think
just become
every
so
single
Swiftie?
NFL or just football fan, they absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's funny jokes about it though, like
I love the memes.
girls pretending to get all excited about the game or say
Uh-huh.
say the wrong things, but
It's like,
or like they freak out when she comes on the TV.
Yeah.
It's funny, but I actually don't like it at all. And
I'm just tired of seeing the
if that
same thing
doesn't
over
work
and over
out. That fucking
everyone
the-
thinks they're so end game, like shipping so hard that
there's also not conspiracy, but just
people say it's a PR
different
relationship too. Like
theories about it because it's giving the Chiefs or like how the NFL is rigging the games,
Crazy.
so like they're making sure they're not going to lose at home because Taylor Swift is there and it would
Yeah.
look bad or some shit.
Right.
all those
Everything
weird
is so PR, but I'm also thinking about like NFL is a media company, an entertainment institution. It's not a sports association.
Which is hard to believe,
So,
but
I'm on the fence of like, I do think that it's scripted.
it could be. In
I
some
really
senses.
think it is.
I just find it so hard to believe. How do you? I mean, the game is so fast, and then it's unpredictable, like how it will play and what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But some things.
But if a couple things were planted, like you're gonna fumble the ball here, or if you're up, then you're gonna like slow down here. You know what I mean? Like little things that would help either way, but
well,
are
a lot of people say it's
undetectable.
scripted because of whatever the spread is, which is just a term for like sports betting. That I honestly don't understand at all, but whatever is in favor, like the Vegas sports betting, is which ways the game's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just back to how can
That's interesting. Well, money rules
whatever make the
everything.
most money, yeah.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
I was gonna touch on a subject before you brought up revolution. What is it?
Reputation. And you brought it up, bitch. You're like, yeah, my
Well, before that-
revelations.
Oh, yeah, our whole podcast is about
Not everything is about
It is
pop
not.
culture,
It
but
is not.
I for one do enjoy staying up to speed with like pop culture.
Yeah,
I love the drama. I look at the
certain
Dumois
trends.
like blind items. Do you know what those are? I could do a whole episode on that shit. Dumois is like the gossip girl of our time. She's very in the know. She gets tips, anonymous tips from people
Oh,
who let her know like what celebrities are where, who's dating who. This person has a scandal. Like I love a scandal. I love to sink my teeth into a scandal.
those are common.
Yeah.
What's a current one?
A current scandal, Kevin Costner leaving Yellowstone because he cheated on his wife and potentially like, okay, I heard got someone pregnant, but
He's actually leaving?
yeah.
You're lying.
And then I just heard today like, oh, is
I
Kevin
hope
Costner
to
dating Reese
fucking
Witherspoon?
God,
I'm like,
you're lying.
what? I'm not lying.
I love that show.
I know, but
I was literally just watching the
will it
prequels.
last without Kevin Costner, you think?
No fucking way. He's the main
he the
character.
show?
He is.
I think
the
someone's
main
about
character.
to join the show though. That's gonna like make people into it again. I can't remember who. Maybe I'll look it up.
So they're Taylor Sheridan writes and direct, or doesn't? I may direct some episodes, but he writes and produces all of the episodes for Yellowstone, and also there's been shows he's been creating that are prequels. Basically, the Dutton family, which is what Yellowstone's surrounded by, the ranch, and then he goes back in time. There's a show called 1923, and it's about like then when the Duttons, 1883.
Okay.
The Duttons
Jesus.
pioneered all the way to where Yellowstone is now from New Jersey. Anyway, the guy who plays like Kevin Costner's great grandfather is Tim McGraw, and he is one of the most
He's so
amazing
good.
actors
He was also in
I didn't know he was in anything else.
The
Was he?
Blind Side.
He's so fucking good. I
Right?
want you guys to watch that show.
Okay.
It made me emotional, but it also made me like,
It's not my favorite like aesthetic for a show.
What are you talking
Ranch Laugh.
It's a little different though. This is
Okay.
more of like the journey of pioneers of how it was back in that time after the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very impressed. I think
I've
Tim
heard good
McGraw is
things.
amazing, and I'm a huge fan now. But that makes me really
But yeah,
sad
it's
because
confirmed
even
he
Mom and
won't
Dad-
appear in season 5, part 2.
I don't get how they're
It's his
gonna
own
fucking do that
damn
because he
fault.
literally just became the governor of Montana.
What?
Yeah,
He's Kevin fucked up.
No way.
Scandal.
Oh my god, that really.
I didn't know I was dropping this news for you today.
See,
so maybe I'll keep up with pop culture and then I'll let you know.
Yeah, then I get these crazy reactions.
That's what this podcast is going to be eventually, just me keeping you up.
Yeah, because I would like to try and do that whole like not even.
You want to go into ultimate solitude?
Just not even TikTok. But isn't that so dumb?
TikTok's fun sometimes.
I know,
but honestly, it has
things.
been.
I discover a lot of new music,
lately.
and I'm like, I discover so much new songs I can like listen to that gym, and I love it.
Again, it's just like balance.
But I don't.
But
I have a time limit on it. I only allow myself 45 minutes, but I always skip it. I was always like, allow the rest of the day. And then
allow 17 more hours.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But it is sad that that's a struggle. Like, how many people can not have those things on their phone, and how long can they last?
Well, I'm completely reliant on like
People our
online
age.
banking. Like, come on. I'm not going to go into the bank to deposit a check when I can do mobile deposit.
I'm just talking about social media.
I know. I'm just talking about the extension of the digital world being a necessity.
Oh,
but
that's basically impossible now.
And since COVID, because of all of the social distancing, we were pushed online way, way more. Like, we were so online, like touchless.
That was the TikTok
drive up
boom.
that. Like,
Tiger
that was
King.
the best year ever for
Tiger
TikTok.
King.
Tiger King. Oh my God.
That's when I got on TikTok. It's like it felt like that's when it felt like everyone was like the community, like everyone was a part of the same
it was like
thing.
we're all like a little scared, but like let's come together and make each other laugh.
I guess I'll download TikTok.
Because everyone was like, a lot of people were living at home too. So it was like, I loved seeing TikToks of people's family dynamics, like family arguments, family like whatever, like family trauma.
But then
or,
you just get into now it's just like a girl can just have some cleavage out and mouth a song and it's like 500K.
I mean, that's how TikTok was born, you know? Like, that's
it was
what it's always
dancing,
been.
but now it's just like
thirst traps.
Yeah. Oh God.
Maybe you're spending a couple seconds too long on those videos. And
No,
that's why it keeps serving you.
All my thirst traps is it starts with a thirst trap and then it goes like to David Goggins. Like,
who dat?
You don't know who David Goggins is?
No.
That's crazy.
Should I Google it?
That's another thing that I want to kind of bring up also is that these trends that we see and the feed that we are kind of bringing in as far as social media.
How am I supposed to know?
It's kind of in our own world, right? Like,
right. It's
we're
your own
tunnel
bubble.
vision in our own trends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck are the trends in
it's your
different
own
parts
algorithm.
of the country or different parts of the world?
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes I get deep in thought. I'm like, people in Europe are literally existing right now, or anywhere else in the world, right? Like, just some people are fucking what is Asia nighttime right now? Probably, yeah. Just sleeping.
I don't know the time differences, but
there's so much existence happening at this moment.
Sometimes I get that at like the grocery store. I'll look around and just be like, everyone's just on their own little mission. Like everyone's on their own little.
Oh, I was thinking about that in traffic too.
Yeah, like everyone's doing their own thing. But are any of you real?
Or every car?
Or are you just existing in my reality?
When I fly over cities and I'm like looking at cars, like that is an entire life. Like
yes,
the person was born, has gone through trauma. Like they have, like, what are they doing right now? What's their job?
Whoa.
Yeah. But back to the just kind of a tunnel vision of our own feeds, because just like your For You page, the algorithm that we're stuck in.
Right. Because it's nice because it's serving you what you want, but you're not getting any like fresh perspective.
Yeah. Boom.
It's a world of your own creation.
Nailed it on.
Thank you.
Hit the hammer on the nail.
I don't know why you thought I should know David Goggins, a runner and retired U.S. Navy SEAL.
He's one of the. I mean,
Okay, so he's in the International Sports Hall of Fame, so like that's cool. But I don't think that like he's
He
someone most people know.
defies mental barriers.
Did you read his books?
I read It Can't Hurt Me, yeah. And he has a fucked up upbringing.
Really?
It's just super inspirational. And
because it's like if people can start at lower than you've ever been and be where they're at, like anyone can get
anyone can
to where they want to be.
But some people are just dealt with a shitty hand.
And it's just so unfair, like based on where you live.
And it's possible for everyone. But
disabilities, though, like not to be ableist, because there's disabilities out there that like obviously take a toll on the direction of people's life. It's just so crazy. It's just so crazy.
What'd you say about it? The algorithm, somehow it doesn't give you new perspective.
Yeah.
That's a huge.
It's just a world of your
takeaway.
Okay, maybe I'll make a quote of it.
Just
what exactly?
By escaping the media, not escaping, but
you're opening up your
yourself
world
away is creating a new perspective from within.
But also, we're not meant to, as humans, know everything going on in the world. I just talked to Logan about this morning. Like, we are not meant to be so connected.
There's also a statistic that a human should only know like a community,
within
right? Like a
certain mileage,
500 people. At most.
At most.
Like that. Like, I forget.
Because everyone, I mean, at the same time, like I'm grateful to know what's going on in the world. Like information is a good thing. But then it's like with the rise of information comes the rise of disinformation and like
teeter-totter.
It's hard not to feel helpless or hopeless. Or I literally am like summarizing this the same way I did last week. Just like I feel hopeless. But I think that our takeaways are boundaries and you're going off into solitude for sure, probably.
I must.
In June. And then I'll meet you in Portland.
I shall do.
Let's
what
do that.
I must.
Kaden. Is it a Star Wars thing?
Yeah.
I can tell it's the lightsaber.
You will try.
Is that also a Star Wars thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker about to fight.
Okay.
And then he was like, only a Sith deals in absolutes. I shall do what I must. And he pulls out his lightsaber, and that's when Anakin's like, you will try.
Was that the Ewan McGregor one?
Uh-huh. Revenge of the Sith.
I love him. Okay. I think that that's good for today. I think that this was a good talk.
Yeah.
I got a lot off my chest.
I'd agree. And I feel like we're slowly going in the right direction.
Yeah. Just accept where you're at. Appreciate the time you have left.
I watch Stats again. I feel like that helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Just a reminder of how to go through
I think it's
the day.
So funny that right after the Stutz came out, like Jonah Hill was canceled for
You're fucking lying.
No, I'm not kidding.
Heard of this.
Jonah Hill was canceled because he so
You're lying,
I'm not
dude.
kidding.
What a
I know people
oxymoron.
still even think about this, but it had to do with mental health, which was ironic because he okay, let me get the situation correctly.
Canceled as in like, did he do something wrong?
Yeah, so his ex, who was a surfer, released a bunch of text messages between them where he was trying to control her under the guise of like, these are my boundaries. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to do this. You can't wear bikinis anymore. You can't do this because like you're mine now, basically. But she chose to release those texts the day that his new baby was born with his new girlfriend or whatever. So it seemed very spiteful. It seemed very like calculated, like I'm gonna ruin your day and your life probably. And he's been kind of like non-existent since then because it's ironic.
Overtime.
Yeah, it's just so ironic that like, oh, he looks like this like white savior here to like share his mental health journey, and like obviously no one's perfect and everyone has a long way to go. And they were old texts, but it's like boundaries are not something that you place on other people. Boundaries are something that you have that you stick to. So if he wanted that boundary, it's like, okay, maybe he should have the boundary that he doesn't date people that are surfers and wear bikinis every day. Like, that's on you, bro.
Shitty though, too. Yeah, I just suck.
I know.
But also the trade-off of being so exposed to the public eye.
I know.
As far as fame goes.
I know. It's like you are cancelable at any turn, but it usually lasts like not even a month, you know, unless it was like something really, really heinous and you deserved it. Like, I think most people who are canceled for little things like here and there.
That's
doesn't
just
last
so
long.
fucking weird too.
It's just
Like,
that's
when did
part of
this
like the
start?
news cycle almost. When
Cancel
did
culture?
cancellations start?
I want to say COVID, dude.
No, before COVID. Like as early as the internet, I feel. People were just like coming together. 2016?
I haven't heard people say like get this person canceled until, I mean, maybe it was low key and then it just spiked when there was so much controversy and
so much content,
disinformation, which is,
yeah, I'll have to look into like who was the first public cancellation.
maybe like Louis C.K.
No, there were ones before that.
Yeah, probably a lot of famous people.
It's some so annoying because I've like, after one of our first episodes, we talked about like famous people we've met. And since then I thought of like so many. I won't list them right now, but I had so much better ones. But Chris D'Elia is one who like deserves it because he tried to get me to go back to his hotel when I was 17 and he knew I was 17 and he did a show at Tempe Improv. And then later it came out that he was like, did you see that clip of him? He was like maybe on a podcast and they were like, yeah, well, people like screenshotting Snapchats. He was like, what?
Oh,
you can screenshot Snapchats? Like, like literally had such fear in his eyes.
Dude.
Okay. And with that, you're like, I don't want to leave it on that note.
No, I think there was, God damn it.
Is this episode not long enough for you?
No, it's plenty long. I don't know if I've said everything.
Okay. Say what you need to say.
Yeah, I guess I'm good. Good talk. Sad about Yellowstone. That's okay.
I'll have to think of more things to update you on.
I guess, yeah. I'll probably, I guess to answer your question, I think I will just
keeping up with the kin.
At least go for a week, try it again.
Yeah. That might help just like where you're at mentally right now with feeling like stuck and stagnant. That'll like shake things up.
It's something. I think just doing something.
Just doing something different. Yeah.
Changing something up. Just like they kind of say when you're like driving to work to take a different route. Or there's something to that.
I've also like heard a lot about how that will grow new like neural pathways.
Yeah, I was gonna say
just
some brain chemistry
by doing like a little bit of different things, maybe in a different order. Yeah, taking a different route. Just something to where you're not on autopilot 24/7. And you're like actually that makes you present. And it's like I'm doing this intentionally and like you're actually living in the moment. And that instead of like when I'm driving a lot of the time and I know where I'm going, autopilot. I'm not even thinking. I'm like, how did we get here?
Exactly.
I can't even remember getting here.
Or I'll go through a light and I was like, wait, was that green? Obviously it was, but like sometimes like
no, 100%.
Oh fuck.
100%.
I'm that dazed.
Yeah.
In a daze.
Right. That's our homework for the week.
Days. All right.
Bye.